Hi, I'm Steve Hansel, and I'm with Mad Angel Films. One of the most common genres chosen by first-time indie filmmakers is horror, and for good reason. They're cheap, relatively easy to make, they're fun to make as well as to watch. All you really need is a simple paint-by-numbers plot, a few gallons of blood, an old house, and a group of actors willing to work with you, and you've got your movie. Now, I'm not hating on the genre or this particular path. Horror is a very in-demand genre that doesn't require much budget. Plus, it's easier to get into the film festival circuits as there's more horror film festivals out there. But once in a great while, a first-time filmmaker will take on the challenge of making a film that exceeds the boundaries of genre, and even succeed in doing so. One such filmmaker was Jeff Orlowski, who in 2012 gave us Two Suspects.
I can't remember ever waking up like this. Whose blood is this? Is this my blood?
As it says on its Amazon page, Ryan Black awakens, hurt and disoriented in his apartment in the middle of the night, and finds a girl he met earlier that night, dead in his bathtub. Unable to remember the events that led to this tragedy, he tries to unravel the mystery of the night on his own before time runs out. Ryan gains several leads linking the deceased with a notorious criminal, William Reynolds. As he presses further into the investigation of the events that transpired that evening, Ryan uncovers grim details and surreal encounters. Jeff Orlowski, who would later direct The Vampire, begins this movie seemingly in a neo-noir narrative. It certainly has the usual film noir tropes, a lone protagonist who we, the audience, follow throughout, said protagonist's narration, and a mystery for him to solve.
I'll find your killer, and when I do, I'll make sure he pays for what he's done. I'll make sure he gets everything that's coming to him.
In fact, the plot almost seems identical to The Hangover, only with less jokes and more violence. But once we get to the third act, the plot twists so much that the film becomes almost multi-genre. Alright, I admit, that might be a little difficult for you to follow. Tough.
Man, I'm getting hungry. I could kill for some fries right now.
I can't give away the twist. All I can say is that it's worth the price of purchase for you to go and find out for yourself. The movie has a very gritty atmosphere, with the authentic landmarks of downtown Utica, New York as a backdrop and its honest narration.
People were happy to live here. Population was high and crime was low, and life was good. I had a great desk job. Now there's nothing left except some fast food restaurants and some one-stops. Everything else is either overseas or automated. Hard to believe I'm lucky flipping burgers. That's probably the appeal these indie films have on me. That the places are all real, it almost functions on a documentary level. Plus, it has a cool title sequence, which I think has become a lost art in recent years. Listen, man, you gotta believe me. Heather and I were both attacked. The next thing that I remember is that I'm waking up on the kitchen floor, alright? And I found her just like that in the bathroom. I swear.
Mr. Orlowski has a spiritual sequel to Two Suspects called Planewalker, which is currently in production. If you'd like to help make Planewalker a reality, click on the link below for the Kickstarter campaign. Also look for Two Suspects on Amazon, where you'll also find more from Mad Angel Films.